Hello, hello. In this video, we're going to talk about the search engine optimization framework that I'm deploying for Brill Media. This is a snapshot of something that works for me. I'm not guaranteeing that this works for you, but if you're B2B and you are looking to reach a very specific bottom of funnel audience, I think this framework will be able to help you. Let's dive right into it. All right, the first thing you got to consider is the following. You've got to think about your domain authority or the rank. This number is 23, goes up to 100. And so we'll go into these tools in just a moment, but let's talk about the overall functionality and sort of the metrics here. Domain authority. This is where Google ranks your domain out of 100. It's your ranking potential relative to all the websites, basically. These are the number of links that link back to your website. So linking domains. Inbound links. These are the number of unique pages that are linking back to the website. And then 508, this is the number of keywords that ranks within the top 50 positions in Google US. The center point for this is going to be domain authority. So let's take a look. 94 domain authority. There's 1.5 million domains ranking. Let's say apple.com. 99 domain authority. 92. Let's look at digiday.com. 88. So basically, the way you can think about domain authority is the higher the domain authority, the more competitive keywords you can rank for. So let's talk about keywords. So let's search for digital marketing agency. Generic term. So a few things you should consider about this. There's this many searches, 6.5 to 9.3 thousand searches per month for this keyword. So if you want to rank for this, this would be valuable for you because you can get more business when people search for digital marketing agencies. But the difficulty here is 51. The difficulty is how easy or difficult it is to rank for this term. So our framework is that this number should be 30, 40, or under. Organic click-through rate means I'm not too focused on this, which means if there's advertising, how many of these keyword searches get clicked on for the organic links? When we talk about SERPs here, it's search engine results page. So when you go to Google, the results that show up on Google. And this, I don't know what the intricacies are, but look, there's up to 1.5 million searches a month on Google US searching for this. So let's go back to digital marketing agency. So if you want to rank for digital marketing agency, you're competing with this company and all of these companies that are ranking for search terms. These are the top 10. Now, what do you notice about these? These numbers are pretty high, 44. This one's actually relatively in reach, 27, 41, 45, 56, 88, 69, right? So the higher the value of my domain authority, the more I can win these search results and be on the top 10 search results for a particular keyword. Now, I don't know what this means. This is an aggregator, just by the way. What else do you notice? You have these page scores here. The higher the number, so if it's in green, it means, it's up to 100. What this says is this identifies how effectively this page is scored for this keyword. So this company, Thrive Agency, does pretty well. Like it's a page that is optimized for this phrase, digital marketing agency. And I'll show you an example. I'll take this URL. I'll show you an example of something that's not optimized. There's this tool, On-Page Grader, the Olympics. What you're going to see is that Thrive Agency is not very optimized for the phrase, the Olympics. It doesn't have any keywords in it, and the phrase is not used, and etc. But if you type in digital marketing agency, it is optimized. The score is 93. And these are all the things that are helping your score. It's accessible to search engines. I don't look at this too much, but the page title length, there's all these different things. So what does this actually mean? What's the practice here? What I'm doing is looking for bottom of funnel keyword searches. These are searches that are not particularly competitive, that Brill Media can rank for with a domain authority of 23, that are related to what we do, that indicate a likelihood that a person is searching for a marketing or media buying agency. So what you're looking for is this kind of like rubric, this framework. So really what I have described is this framework. The keyword phrase indicates bottom of funnel. We'll talk about what that is. The difficulty is under 40. Could be 50, but I don't see anything. I don't find myself running on these, trying to win these keywords. The top 10 search engine results page results are somewhere around 23 domain authority. So for example, in this particular phrase, the difficulty is 51. So this knocks it out. This is probably bottom of funnel. You probably have people who are searching for keyword phrases for digital marketing agency. The top 10 SERPs have around 23 domain authority, which you do. You're at 27 here. But some SERPs are not optimized for the keyword, but they're all optimized for the keyword. There's no way for me to jump in here with such a low domain authority and actually win anything. All of these need to be checked. Is it bottom of funnel? Yes. Is it under 40? No. This is a soft one. This theoretically, I guess it could be higher, but that's a good benchmark. This is soft. But do the top 10 SERPs have around 23 domain authority? Yeah. Are any of these not optimized for the keyword? No, these are all optimized for the keyword. Okay. So what we want to do is understand what can we rank for. So now let's actually take a step back and look at Moz. Moz is a tool. The numbers that we're looking at are from Moz. So there's another tool called SEMrush that has its own idea of what these things are, and it has a completely different ranking system. Not completely, but they're not particularly close. So for example, let's look at this phrase, native advertising. According to this, which I don't know what exactly this means, but there's a potential of 20 clicks presumably per month. But the difficulty is 86. If I take the same phrase, native advertising, the difficulty is 60. So it's not aligned. The volume is 4,400, whereas the volume here is between 1.7 and 2.9. You can look at these as directionally accurate data sets. In both cases, we know we're not going to rank for this. There's no yellow here. There's no yellow here. So there's no opportunity for me to jump in. There's nothing around 23 here. I'm not going to jump into this one. This might be request for information rather than ready to transact. See, they characterize it as informational. They want to answer questions, like someone at an agency who wants to know what native advertising is, but they're not really authorized to buy. So I can't do anything with this. So Moz is one tool. Semcasting is another tool, and yet another tool is called AHREFS. Okay. So now let's look at the framework that I've been using over the last 3 months to figure this out. Number one, I will identify what I'm looking for are keywords that I can rank for that meet these criteria, essentially. I can Google it. I can type in phrases here, but what I did is I created a document. So I created this document that essentially takes all the kind of like keywords that are relevant, and then I added modifiers. So for example, I wrote all these phrases that are like relevant to our business, and it stops here. So this is one group. Then I said, okay, what are the keywords that are relevant for us? So I said, okay, search media buying, search advertising, search agency, search advertising agency, search ad agency, search media buying, search ad services, search marketing, search advertising from all of these. Okay, then the next one, social media buying, social advertising, social agency, etc. Hyperlocal media buying, hyperlocal media buyers, hyperlocal companies, etc. So what you get in these columns on hide is all the possible variations. And then there's like 1,000 variations. There's actually more because you can double that. You can say there's search media buying, which I might want to rank for. And then I might want to rank for search media buying Los Angeles. So there's actually 2,000 variations ultimately. And here you go. These are all the keywords. Hulu agency, Los Angeles, etc. And just keep going. I took all of this I went into this keyword magic tool inside SEMrush, and I copied and pasted all of these in here. And I said, please give me the ranking for all the keywords. And now I have a bunch of rankings. And by the way, most of these don't rank at all. There's no discernible search. Are people probably searching for it? Probably at some point, but the volume really isn't there. But let me show you some examples of these, right? The phrase programmatic for agencies isn't really like a thing. Maybe someone is searching for it, but I'm not going to dedicate my efforts to that. There's a bunch of these, just a bunch. Remember, I have 1,200 in here. That's number one. Another way, so now we're squarely in the idea of let's understand how to identify search ideas. What keywords can we look for? Number one is just brain dump. Another way to do this is to go to the Google Keyword Planner. Digital, let's say, start with websites. And this will give you some ideas. And by the way, you can type in your competitors' websites and type it in here. You can get a 1,696 keyword ideas. So what the context for this is Google is saying, hey, you can run ads against the phrase TikTok manager and best TikTok ads and whatever. We wouldn't do that. That doesn't fit in our strategy. But these are another form of research. You can go back to this and identify, let's go back to this. We said digital marketing agency. So Thrive agency. So I could research, I can go to the domain overview inside Moz, type in this. So this is their domain authority. Okay. They're ranking for 745 keywords. Okay. If you want to compete with these, let's see what they're ranking for. So view all keywords. You can download an Excel document, but you can get ideas from this. If you feel like this is a competitive agency, marketing agency, that's what they're ranking for. They're getting 23,000. That's crazy. Search Engine Marketing Co. They're ranking for that. Difficulty is 39. Digital marketing agency, huge. So they're ranking for SEO Tampa, Florida. So you can download all these. Like these are the way these are bottom of funnel is. This is usually, again, I'm not a search expert, so I'm telling you what I know, but there could be easily gaps in what I'm saying. This is not bottom of funnel. Bottom of funnel is like people who need your expertise, but they don't know that you provide that, which is like best media buying near me, best marketing agency near me. Is it possible that these people are going to transact? I'm sure some of them do, but chances are there's a ton of research happening. Search engine marketing company, right? So this is, I'm thinking about the rubric here, 39. That's decent, but I'm pretty confident this is not bottom of funnel. What is bottom of funnel? Even this is high. SEO expert Los Angeles. Advertising agency digital, 51. And you can do a little bit of analysis here to understand what's happening, like how to find like PPC management services. Okay, that could be interesting to us. 26, okay, wins. Relatively low, but could be too competitive. 28, it's close to 23. And I see a page score that's not green. That's actually an opportunity, theoretically. Another one. This, I could replace this location. 71, I could make a page that's optimized to this. I could probably actually win this, realistically. So what I'm going to do, just so I can keep track of my system, I'm going to go back into this. I'm going to say add keyword. And then what I'm going to then do is tag it as rankable so I can keep track of this. And then let's do next to complete. So this is my way of keeping track of all these different things that are happening when I'm ready to when I'm in the mind to write things and to write web pages and language. I don't have to do the research because you can see this is taking forever. And instead, what I can do is just be like, all right, let's crank out some content and get it out the door. So there's like a research time, then there's a curation time, and then there's doing the SEO work time. So the point is, we've now discussed 3 different ways to identify the keywords. Number 1, you just ideate on what you want to rank for. Number 2, you go to Google Ads and you type in the keyword planner. Number 3, you do a research on competitors to find what your competitors are doing and extract some of the keywords you think you can compete for. Yeah, so I would, and then the last thing is Google Search Console. That's number 4. So with Google Search Console, you need to set it up. But when you set it up, you can look at where you're ranking. This is the same information. And this is number of clicks and number of impressions. So when people search for Brill Media, interested in us. So we have it's not 50%, it's probably like 35, 40% win rate. White label media buying, that's good. Creative testing framework, that's good. Hyperlocal advertising. So you see what's happening here. So you can draw inspiration from this, and there's 1,000 pages, but a bunch of keywords. So relevant here as well. Okay. So now you have the fourth way of finding keywords, and then you ideate and you look at what you could win for. Let's actually look at the framework for deciding what I want to actually work on. Here's how I determine what I want to work on. Number one, notice the discrepancy. The keyword difficulty is NA, but on this, I forgot where it was now, it actually showed an actual difficulty. So these are different systems and discrepancies. Here's how I determine what to do and what not to do. Here's the process. This is an important part of the actual step before creating content, is finalizing what I'm going to create. So number one, I look at all my keywords in this tool, because I can't figure out a good system to do it in Moz. So I look at keyword difficulty and I say, let's do under 20 or 30. I'm not going to rank for Facebook advertising. And if I'm not sure, I'll go back here and type in Facebook advertising. Notice Facebook are the first two, so I'm not going to compete with Facebook. It also has authority. It's not optimized for this, but it is because it's Facebook. So I don't see anything in the 20s or 30s here, so I'm not going to win on any of this, and I knew that going in. You don't have to optimize a page for Facebook advertising in order to rank for Facebook advertising. You need to create content about Facebook advertising and have a high domain authority. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the keywords and I'm going to filter. I'm going to say keyword difficulty is up to, let's say, 30. This is cool. Online media buying agency. They characterize this as intent. The user wants to convert. I think that's relevant. So what makes a bottom of funnel ready to convert keyword? Best media buying agency near me. Something like, and there's more complexity to that, but it's like what is native advertising is not bottom of funnel. That's someone doing research. They're not ready to buy. So Walmart ad agency. But let's look at online media buying agency. Let's actually continue here. So I can just go down the list. These are all relevant. Amazon media agency. Facebook consultant. That might be tough, but possible. And I've ranked it as rankable. Okay. It just keeps going down the list. Rankable, programmatic advertising agency, which I feel like we probably have a page that optimizes to that. But so I just keep going and I'll do some research. Let's look at programmatic advertising agency. How do I determine if this is rankable? So number one, 0 to 10 monthly volume, that's good. Difficulty 35, that's good. I see a fair bit of yellow, that's good. So let's look at the numbers. Too high, probably still too high realistically. High. All right, Kane's Digital. What this says is they created a page that's highly optimized for this phrase. You know why it's highly optimized? You have the score, which is 97, which is highly optimized for this page. One of the ways it's also highly optimized is that the title is programmatic advertising agency and the URL is programmatic advertising agency. I could probably win this. Maybe. So let's say it's rankable. Let's move on. Let's look at another one. Like hyperlocal advertising. I'm pretty sure we have pages for this. We might even rank for this. Okay, 36 is good. That's good. Yeah, Brill Media. We rank for this. Highly optimized page. And it's also an old page too from 90s. But not 90s. 2016. No, I think it's 2017 or 18. So we're the lowest on this page, but we're still ranking. All right, so let's talk about, so now you've decided you want to create a page. Like you know which page you want to create. I'll look at Hulu ad agency. Right, so Hulu ad agency. Let's look at this. Not what I wanted. Good. I mean, it's Disney. It doesn't matter what they say. They're going to win on this. It's relevant. I could win this 11. And none of these are optimized to Hulu advertising agency. So I think I have a good shot of winning. So let's talk about it. Let's make that page. So this next section is really going to be about how do you make the page to be effective to rank. This page is particularly image heavy because it shows you instructions on how to run Hulu advertising. So I'll show you some examples of another page. Let's actually look at both. So the title, Hulu advertising agency, it exactly matches the keyword. Now, this doesn't always make sense because you still need to use natural language here. You can't be like, there's a phrase, advertising agency Los Angeles. Advertising agency Los Angeles is not natural language, so don't use that. Use a phrase that is spoken in English. and you're going to compare it to Moz's On-Page Grader. Now, here's what it is. Let me see. There's different styles of web pages, but look, you have this phrase, and I'm going to go to the On-Page Grader, and I'm going to write Hulu Advertising Agency. So this is the finished product. We'll show you how we got here. This actually might be over-optimized, frankly. It might be too aggressive. They might actually de-rank you because it seems like you're trying to game the system. You're looking for a 94 score, but whatever. Let's see what happens. Here's what you do. The title of the page is Hulu Advertising Agency. That's good. It's your keyword. And then you sprinkle in, you just write natural language what you think the person should know. And note that there's 6 keywords. So in here, you have 6 different keywords that are relevant for this phrase. You don't need to make a video. I made a video, but you don't need to make a video. I don't make video for most things. So I just go into the details. This is the information, why Hulu ads, the details. And this was a little time consuming, although probably faster than other pages, because I just had to go through the process and take screenshots, which should make them clickable, right? This is how you create an ad on Hulu. This is the data, third-party data, Hulu ad specs, and then call to action. These are for get people to buy from you, right? You're still speaking to humans after all. So you write your content. Few things, don't write content that is AI. You can use AI for an outline. I highly recommend not using AI to just pop AI information in here. I think eventually AI content will get dinged. Maybe not now, and maybe other companies are doing it. I would not do it. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, so you write the content, you have to write it out, but you're not using AI. I'll show you this. This is the person I talked to for this work. This is not really bottom of funnel. I was like, yeah, you're right. So this is not a good bottom of the funnel page because this is more informational. This is like how to do remarketing. But there is some value, and we can talk about link building. So there's some value here. Like I'm just writing information. I'm writing, and I see an error here. I'm writing information that you need to know if you're going to do this stuff, but I'm getting the outline from ChatGPT. So I'll show you an example of that. I'll say, what are the benefits? Oops, you can't see the bottom of my screen. What are the benefits of remarketing campaigns or retargeting campaigns? So now it tells you whatever you're writing about, you probably already know about. But what this does is it takes the 20 to 60 minutes you'll spend looking at competitive sites and researching and organizing your thoughts and saying, what should I write about? And this gives you that in a minute. So this gives you all the good reasons, but I'm going to actually write my own stuff here. So I write this. I write all this, and I'll show you a different page, and you just write a bunch of stuff. You can say most of your pages will look like this. Most of the pages that I'm creating have this kind of like framework. Like we're saying the same things. Oops, I should delete this. We're saying the same things, but with different language each time. Programmatic retargeting experts. All right, cool. So now you've written the content. And let me actually show you one more piece of here. This is like a good landing page or an informational or transactional page. The goal here is let's talk to people who are interested in working with us for remarketing or for small business marketing in this case. And the keyword is small business marketing Los Angeles. So you have an image, text, image, text, image, text. It's kind of like the key information. This is even a lot. I don't even do this for most of my pages. All right, so you have the title, you have an image. We'll talk about the back end of the images. You have multiple other images, and that's it. So now let's go back and look at the sort of back end SEO components of the page. I also have to talk about H1. So this is Yoast. So this is WordPress, but all this information comes from Yoast, which is an SEO plugin. I don't honestly know how much this helps. This is like choosing the focus keyword, but I'm not really sure what this does to impact Google, but whatever, I put it in there. Keyword is small business marketing Los Angeles. Small business marketing Los Angeles is the title. URL, small business marketing Los Angeles. So I want to make this transactional, right? Like I want people to work with us, not learn about it. What is small business marketing? What are your opportunities? No. Brill Media is a small business marketing agent in Los Angeles. Notice I didn't put the phrase small business marketing Los Angeles because it still has to be natural language and conversational. You can't just plop the keyword in there because Google is going to say it's spammy. And then key to this is going to be the title. Small business marketing Los Angeles. And what I can add here is digital. I can say another keyword, SMB, digital, SMB advertising. Let's see. You can add another phrase there. Okay, so from a technical sort of keyword, like how you get ranked, title has to be relevant, URL has to be relevant, and meta description has to be relevant. And then the next step is for all the images in your ads, for all the images on your webpage, you've got to go through the following process. Okay, and so I'll say this. So this is the image that shows up when you do, sometimes when you do searches. So if I take this URL, for example, let me copy this URL, and I go to LinkedIn, and I place this in here. So this image is pulled in from one of these, either the let's say this is a social media image, or the Twitter appearance. It's probably the social media preview. Yeah, this is LinkedIn, etc. So whatever image shows up here, that's what shows up. Or if you send it as a text or whatever, this is the, what, I don't know what this is. I forgot. I used to know the name of what this is called, but this is like what the image it pulls up. And you can change the image, right? You can just select a different image. So you have these images. Let me go back here just to show you just a different component. So for all your images on the page, you're going to want to select the image. It's going to take a while for me to find this. Let me find this. Okay, there it is. So a couple things. WebP is just an image file type like PNG or JPEG. And it usually happens when you download a file off the internet. So that means that I probably uploaded it and then re-downloaded it and used it. So a couple things. Your phrasing here, the name of the file, is going to be helpful. You don't want to name your file. You don't want to upload a file that says screenshot and then the date, or just gobbledygook of letters and numbers. You actually want a file, because that helps Google understand what the file is about, what the image is about. So one of the things that's relevant here is really, this should say Small Business Marketing Los Angeles, and I'm honestly not clear on how this got missed. So what I'll do is I'll download, save image as Small Business Marketing Los Angeles, close it, come back here. So this is a good example, right? So I have the exact keyword that I want to rank for. And I'm going to say it again here. Small Business Marketing Los Angeles. Grow your small business with an expert digital marketing team. Look, I've just been told that I have to do this. I couldn't tell you why I'm doing this, but I've just told I have to do it. The key is, this should be your keyword. This should be your keyword, I think. Like, I've been told different things. Change it. Don't change it. Oops. Have this be different than this. All I know for sure is that the keyword, the image name has to be the image name of what you want to rank for. It can't be gobbledygook. All right. I'm going to rename this, because now I don't want the same files. I don't want different files to have the same name. Digital advertise for SMB. Right? It's like a different phrase. Like maybe if someone's going to type in digital advertising for SMB, and it will rank because of this image. Digital advertising for small business, which is fine. Grow with expert digital advertising for SMBs. Just try to switch it up slightly. Okay, good. Update. And you got to do that process for all of your images. Now, so that's the process, right? You're just doing keywords. So maybe someone searches for a small business marketing strategy, and we rank because of this image. You're probably not ranking because of this one image. You're probably ranking for the overall context of this page. Tells Google what you want to rank for. Okay, or what this page is about, I should say. Now, the next thing to note is going to be regarding H1s or headers. This is also important because it helps Google understand the most like focal point of the page. What is this page about? So there's this tool. I'm trying to figure out what this tool is called. It's called SEO Check. Meta SEO Inspector. So go to Google, type Meta SEO Inspector. It's this, and download the Chrome extension. It's free. And what you're looking for, here's what it looks like. It really should be one. I don't know if this is going to dramatically hurt, but you should have, it should go H1. There should be a single H1, which is like really the title of what this page is about. And then it should go H2. I don't really know what to do. Maybe I have to go back in and change these to all to H2s. But it really should follow like an order so that Google understands what this page is about. It should go H1, H2, H3. in sort of some common order. So I'll go to brillmedia.co. Yeah, so H1 I think is all the way at the bottom. Is there an H1? Yeah. We set our H1 at the bottom because we want to rank for white label media buying and agency in Los Angeles. So that's all the way at the bottom somewhere. Oh, white label. I don't know. Anyway, so the point is you've got to, and the way you set up your rankings, like what this is, there's usually a way. So I'll call this like H2 update. So I can just change the HTML tag. H1 and H2 has two benefits. Like it has this kind of like use where you can go into the backend of WordPress or Elementor. The visual builder here is Elementor. But you can go into the back of WordPress and say, every time I select H2, the text is going to look a certain way. I don't do that. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to do that. I primarily use it for the benefit of telling Google what the page is about. H1, H2. And this should be H3, and this should be H4. And as you can tell, I don't know what to do with this. Maybe make it an H4. I don't know. I'm not going to mess around with it right now. I'm afraid I'll break something. Okay, so we talked about the image. You've got to make the image name something. You've got to put all this information in here. And my advice is to use variations of these phrases, like the phrase here is digital advertising for SMBs. I didn't do the research. I'm not going that deep, but like digital advertising for SMBs could be a thing. So digital advertising, small business, that could be a thing. So you really want to not just put anything in there. You want to say something that's relevant. All right. You're going to focus on your H1s so that you only have a single H1 on your page. And this should update now. Yeah, there's one H1. Okay. The last thing, now these are just all over the page, all over the site. So I'm not changing these. These have whatever name they have and that's it. These also have whatever name they have and that's it. And these are like just images that are there. The last thing to note is it's really, again, not an expert on this, but it's generally frowned upon to use the same image multiple times on the site, which sounds incredibly difficult. So in my understanding, it's okay to do the following, what I am doing. Number one, I'm taking images and I'm changing them. So here's an example of what I'm doing. All right, so let's say office people. Where's this? These people. So PSD file. Okay, so what I do is I take this image and I modify it. Window, layers. So I modify this. So this section right here is a background and I go in and I'd be like, all right, let's try these colors or let's say that. And I can change the colors and let's make it like 40% so you see some of the background. Okay, so that's going to be a different image than the one I had before. Like when the AI reads what's on the context of the screen of the image, it's going to be a little bit different, which I think is sufficient enough to qualify as a different image. Then you have this. I can change the colors on this. Be like, all right, let's just do something else. What am I doing here? Let's do, that color scheme. Okay, that makes it a little bit different. Then I download, name it, and upload it. So I can actually use the same images. I'm using this image on 7 or 8 different pages, but it's actually a different image. Same with this, background is changing. Same with this, the colors are changing. It's the same logos, just different color scheme background, so on and so forth. You can see with all these, and this is just an image. So the last set of, and I do the same with these icons, name them. The last, let's go back to the page. Okay, so now you've created a page. Now let's look at, is this page living up? Is this the best possible page you can create? So this is Small Business Marketing Los Angeles. Small Business Marketing Los Angeles. $98, pretty good. So what's hurting my score right now is something about the H1s. I'm not 100%. Oh, because what this says actually is that I don't have the phrase Small Business Marketing Los Angeles in my H1s, actually, which is right because I just changed it. I have an H1 as Small Business Marketing, but Los Angeles is an H2. And even the fact that it was, even if this was an H1, because it's a separate box, essentially, because it's a separate box, it actually reads it as 2 different lines. Whatever, it's fine. When a page doesn't rank, let's look at small business advertising. I'll tell you the common things that I miss. This is actually not bad. This could rank 82. So what are the things that you usually miss? exact keyword used in document at least once. So if I want to rank for small business advertising, I would have to go back in and I can say this: creates powerful relationships between your brand. It's a little bit of a twist there because technically marketing and advertising are different things, but refresh. It went from whatever, 82 to 90. So the exact keyword is used in page title. So is the keyword actually used in the page title? No, it's not. And the title, I'm not 100% sure. I guess this is the actual title. Okay. So I'm not using the phrase small business advertising. Is the keyword in the URL? No, it's small business marketing Los Angeles. Is it in the meta description? No, it's not. The meta description is this. Header and then, okay. Is the keyword in an alt image attribute? So going back and saying here, we can say small business marketing. Can say this: small business advertising. Let's do that. See if it changes anything. Yeah, so we went from 90 to 92. That alt image thing is gone now. Those are the key things. The last thing to consider is, so you've done all this work. You now have the framework for how to create content on your site and to rank for the keywords. The last thing you got to do is go to Google, go here, copy, paste, go here. All right. It's not, I think it probably was ranking under a different URL. So I changed the URL. The key point on that actually is notice how the word, this sort of category of locations there, that's a helpful way. That's a sort of a different thing. That's a helpful hub page. The hub page, let's go to Brill Media. So first of all, it's a way to characterize or categorize or help Google understand what's happening by create this locations page, and it just links back to all these different pages. So it tells Google that these are important pages. It's linked to from the homepage in our footer. And I have to manually add these here, but this locations page is linked into that page. And the core idea is it helps Google understand more precisely what's happening on this. Is it a service? Is it a capability? It's a location component here. So that's one thing. But this, when you say it hasn't been ranked, it probably was ranked when it was actually, let's actually check it. Let's do that. When I say ranked, it's not, what this means is it's not on Google. So people aren't going to find this page organically, but this page probably is on Google. Cool. Couldn't tell you what's happening. Maybe it's redirecting in the wrong way. I'm actually curious now. Yeah, what's the error? There's no error. I don't know. So I'll just go back and have it indexed. So I'm going to say request indexing. And in a few days, it should rank on Google. Now, I don't know if it's going to rank for the phrases we want, but it will be possible. It'll be indexed, which means it's possible for Google to rank it if it meets the criteria to rank on certain keywords. And what it'll look like once this loads, it'll look like this. Let's look at this. Pages indexed, all green. This is good. The last thing to consider is backlinks. So I'll go to AHREFS because I like that tool for backlinks, but you can also do it in Moz and SEMrush. It's just easiest for me to figure this out. Also notice the domain ranking is different yet again. So these are all directionally accurate things. Notice this big drop. I suspect that this is because of a big dramatic shift in the way Google looked at how their algorithm operated. Doesn't really affect us because we weren't doing much with SEO up until September, October, but doesn't make a difference to me, but I'm sure it affected a bunch of companies. All right, backlinks. What you're looking for, so directionally accurate information. I don't care if this number is 91 or 94. I'm paying attention to 91 versus 7, right? Big difference there. So a few things to consider. 91 is good. 7, that's closer to 100. 7 is not so good because it's closer to 0. On the continuum, how high or low is the domain rank? So it's a question of, basically it's a vote in your favor for the validity or the quality or the expertise of what your content is about. And then secondly, you're looking at the domain rank. You're looking at whether it's do follow or no follow, which I'll talk about. And you're looking at the anchor text. Maybe this is the anchor text. Yeah, it probably is. So the difference between do follow and no follow. Do follow, if you don't see anything here, if you don't see this no follow thing, then it's a do follow. Do follow is something that provides you with link juice. It's a big vote in your favor. No follow means that this website, the manifest, is not telling Google that it endorses your company, like in this search engine optimization way. So like when I look for press opportunities, like Upwork, for example, I can get press opportunities, but if I get picked up and they link to our website, it'll be a no follow. So it's not as valuable. It's not bad to get it. It just doesn't do as much for you as the do follow, which is like what you're looking for. So focus on do follow. And secondly, focus on the anchor text. Yeah, it says anchor text right here. The anchor text is another way that indicates to Google what your page is about. So this says when the link back to Brill Media, they link it on the phrase Brill Media. Here, the link back to Brill Media is on the URL Brill Media. Here, looks like they link back to our logo. They link it back, maybe it's an image here. It's weird to say the logo. But in this one, in Crunchbase, our logo, our link back to us is a hyperlocal enterprise programmatic and small business solution. So what that means is if I link back to a website, let's say Yahoo, if I go to Yahoo, let's look at this link. So when we talk about anchor link, we're saying whatever this is linking to, this AP News article, the anchor text is this phrase, struggled for decades, and then it links back to this URL, whatever it is. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about anchor text. Yeah, so this is, let's see if I can find, how do I make a good banner? I'm actually curious, Techie Heap, Brill. Yeah, so what I'm actually looking for is the phrase Google AdWords. So this phrase Google AdWords links back to our website. So that's just the point there. It's good to understand this because it makes a difference. what websites are, how they're linking back to you. For example, if I want to rank on the phrase media planning and buying, I'm more likely to rank on that phrase on Google if there are companies who rank back to me with the phrase media planning and buying. But if I manipulate that, if I try to make that happen, it'll be bad. Like Google will be like, these guys are trying too hard and they're actually probably trying to manipulate the algorithm. So we're actually going to we're going to de-rank you for that phrase because it sounds like you're trying to do bad things. So when we talk about link building, we're looking at domain authority. The higher the domain authority, the better. So .gov and .edu are going to have great domain authority. And then you want do follow links rather than no follow links. And you want to, if you have the ability to, more sophisticated SEO work is about really, I guess, ranking with specific anchor keywords. Okay. The next thing to consider is, why can't I buy a bunch of backlinks? You can't, because everyone and their mother tried doing that for the last 20 years, and Google caught on pretty darn early and said, if you are caught buying backlinks, you will be deranked and penalized, which is why you don't do anything that is not above board. So don't buy backlinks. Don't let anyone on Fiverr or Upwork or anyone sell you backlinks. You want to get backlinks organically. And the way you get here's the way you get backlinks organically. And the purpose of getting backlinks organically is to ensure that your domain rank is higher. Because when your domain rank is higher, you can rank on more difficult keywords. You're leveling up. Okay, how do you get backlinks? So this is what I'm doing. I'm going to Haro, help a reporter out, quoted. So QWOTED. And I'm writing stuff there, basically, and then featured.com. And then, so what these things do is they have journalists looking for expert quotes, sources. And basically they say, look, I want people who understand about this particular topic and can talk about it. You submit your information and some of them get picked up in publications. That's how I got on Digiday. Yeah, this is me. This journalist was unquoted. I submitted my information and that's the story there. Unfortunately, there's no link back to our website. It would have been a nice link back to our website, but it is what it is. The other thing I'm doing is I'm going on Podmatch, and I'm thinking I'm going to try Matchmaker FM. I'm going to get on podcasts because guess who have websites? Podcasters, and they link back to your website. And you're talking about the thing that's relevant to your business, which is good. And a lot of these websites will actually transcribe the content of the conversation. So it's like your link, your name, And the context of it is digital advertising, marketing, Facebook ads, creative testing framework, all that stuff that's all particularly relevant for your business. So get on podcasts, go on these places that are looking for sources. And I have other avenues that are harder to access. So like I can write on Forbes, Fast Company. And what these do is you get featured in Fast Company, Expert Roundup. What's cool about that is the expert roundups then get syndicated onto other websites. This is a link back from LA Business Podcast. I don't know what this is. Let's see. This could be spam. There's going to be a fair bit of spam in this. Video ad control. That's cool. B Partners VC. These guys. I wonder if these guys invested. That's great. That's cool. 3 reasons why 2 mogul DSP. That's great. That makes me so happy. So, I mean, that's cool. These guys found me. Domain 29. Yeah, that's fine. They're a venture firm. Anyway, but there's other companies like this. This is just spam. And organic spam isn't going to hurt you. Anyway, I got to go. But getting included on Yahoo is a big deal. Although this is no follow. I think this used to be follow. It's just spam. So this is a good example of something that got picked up. This is also spam, but yeah. So I guess they link to us here. I don't know how they found us. This is probably something that we did for Forbes. Anyway, so the point is you want to look for syndication. So the more you do this, the better you'll be, and the more it'll start to grow, and you'll see some key benefits of that. All right. Thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful. Talk to you soon.